no, it happened again. She's cool, she's hot, she's my
Can I just say, people are the worst. People are just unbelievable. So yesterday, I tweeted a picture of this awesome net that I got from my kid, this backstop behind you put behind your lacrosse goal, okay? Because we lose balls and
Right.
anybody that's ever had a kid that's played lacrosse understands you
Keeps
lose
the ball
balls
from going out on, like, the beltway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because they all end up in your neighbor's yard. You can break windows. They end up in the bushes. I mean, and they're $3 a pop. I mean, it's ridiculous. You lose 2 a day. At the end of the week, you got no balls. You're constantly buying balls, and you can't really rip it when you don't feel comfortable, right? So I got him this beautiful. It's like I labored over the decision for like 2 weeks because it's a lot of money. I spent $400 on this dumb net it's collapsible and portable that you can pop out. It's 20 feet wide. It's 13 feet high that you pop out, put behind your goal. So you can just shoot at home. I post a picture of it and I go, this is great. No more pissed off neighbors. I put it on my Instagram, EB Junkies. People immediately start going, white trash. That looks horrible. Look at your lawn. Nubby. Valdez has got a better. People are unbelievable. Do you understand? Do you understand? I have not.
They just like to push your buttons.
People
And
are
it's easy to do. It's easy to do. Look what the reaction they're getting. Valdez,
It
are you
makes
with
me
me?
crazy.
That's why you don't
You know
post a
what?
picture.
It makes me
is nubby.
crazy.
It's just a big net. He has droopy power lines. His grass is kind of nub.
right,
Okay,
hold on.
but
He's got
he
cracks
hold on.
in his driveway.
Hold on, droopy power lines? That we're now joning on people because of how their neighborhood power lines are?
That's the way I grew up with power lines.
I know, but they're all-
droopy power lines is now jonable material?
My power lines are actually underground now.
Right, well, you live in a newer neighborhood. I
You
live in an
wouldn't-
old, classy neighborhood.
You wouldn't think that you live in a mansion.
I don't live in a mansion. I live in a regular house.
Looking at your Nubs grass and your
All right, hold
brick and cracked sidewalk.
The Nubs
Is that
grass.
hard?
Do you know
Can
how
you
much
see
that-
chain links?
do you know how
That's
much-
really
I
bad.
wouldn't be surprised.
Do you know how much that irks me when people are joning on my grass? I pay I pay for 2 landscape companies to treat my grass. 2. I got one that mows it and what is it called? Trims it and whatever they do all that
Edges.
stuff. Edges and all that crap. And I got another guy that comes in there and he treats it, makes it silly green and lush.
Well,
And
apparently, based on the pictures, he's not doing a
They
good job.
just mowed it on Friday.
Is it
in the
green?
double cut.
Is it green?
Green. I'm telling you, this time of year, I have the best lawn
All right,
in the
let me see the
neighborhood.
picture.
For the most part, you
Let me see the
you
picture
used to
of
not care,
snubs.
by the way. You used to not care
I
about your
don't
lawn.
really care, but I do have 2 companies that treat my lawn.
But why do you do that?
It's Jim Haslett over here.
Because
defensive
people
coordinator.
jones for so long?
I do it, first of all, because I don't want to mow myself.
No, that's fine.
Right? So that's
It's one
the
thing to mow, but to treat your grass.
Because a listener works in my neighborhood, and he said your lawn looks trifling.
Right.
And so he gave me a good deal, and now he comes out there. He's literally out there walking my yard a couple times a week, making sure it's silly.
Okay.
Can I see the
All right.
picture?
I haven't seen the pictures.
of
I
your
don't know.
droopy power lines.
I mean,
I haven't been
people
to your
are
house in
joning-
years.
People are joining on the droopy power lines.
I mean,
It's so
are
white
insane.
trash. It's a big net.
Hold on, that net is awesome.
all right, so
That
this
is
is
a
the
portable net.
that's
that you
your
put away.
driveway.
It takes 80 seconds
You
to set up that net.
You might as well have a boat in your yard.
I think it's
It's portable. You
Okay,
put it
no, no, no.
away.
I think it's functional.
It's
I think it's
okay,
great for the kid to practice that way. I think ideally, in terms of neighborhood aesthetics,
You would put it in the backyard.
you would want everything in that picture in the backyard. The
Of course.
hoop,
My
the
backyard is.
lacrosse
You look-
net. I mean,
No.
it's just.
I have the worst backyard
me
in
see-
mankind.
yeah,
Let me see the
You got
picture.
to realize
No, no.
this is the first impression
I
you
haven't
see
seen
of
the
his
picture. I
house.
want to see the
Guys,
picture.
come walk around
This
over
is
here.
all
Lot
his
of
front
joning.
yard,
The
Lurch.
joning is ridiculous.
Well, so
I'll
don't
put you
post
on
the
mic 5.
picture.
Yeah. Here, you
This is all the front yard, Lurch. Would you allow this in your
Well, hold
front
on.
yard?
That is put away every night. I've been lax
It
lately.
looks like a schoolyard.
It looks like a Dick's Sporting Goods.
I leave the lax goal up, and that's a silly hoop that I have there.
It's a nice
John
hoop.
Wall
You're
can
just
ball
missing.
there.
He's missing the monkey bars.
Yeah, but you'd admit it. That ideally, if you had space, you would want all that
My
in the backyard.
is atrocious. I have the worst backyard in the country. I'm not going to fight that.
It's not
The
great,
gra-
but it's not bad.
It was just mowed Friday,
I know.
double cut.
Yeah, but you
on Friday.
You don't have like the silly
He gets
diagonals.
very
Hold on.
defensive on
Diagonals.
this.
He double cut it. He cut it this way, and then he cut it like a crossword puzzle, or whatever.
it's
like
a-
tic tac toe.
Well, look, my son is very into lawns. Wants to be a lawnmower man when he grows up. I would give that probably a B minus.
Are you kidding? That is lush. No more moles. Green. You know how many times I've watered it? Deppy.
No more weeds.
No weeds.
Well, who waters it?
I don't have to water it because my roots and my soil is now so silly that it just stays money.
So it just stays. It just stays
Unless we go
hydrated
through extreme,
from the rain.
Unless
Mother
we go
Nature
through,
waters it.
unless we go through extreme drought conditions, it's going to be silly.
I'm going to bet, sight unseen, though, that Lurch's lawn looks better than that.
Oh, I
I'm gonna
know.
say,
Even though
well, my-
Luca's
no.
been pummeling
No,
his
wait.
lawn.
When my
No.
lawn is freshly,
Dude, I got a sprinkler system. It hooks it. It's
Right.
mine.
So does your lawn look better than that?
Dude, my lawn looks like the White House.
I'm telling you, I have the best lawn in the neighborhood.
You're not.
When my
we got a
lawn
numb's
is
neighborhood.
No, I know. When my lawn is freshly cut on Fridays, I got the boys that come by on Fridays on all their machines.
Mm-hmm.
It looks silly.
So once a week, it's mauled.
Well, it's like anybody's yard. It looks silly right after it's freshly cut.
It definitely looks good right after they cut it
Your
and
net,
edge it.
the net on the hoop is kind of hurting too.
On what?
Your basketball hoop.
You know what's funny? Can I tell you a story about
A
that?
lot of house joning.
So that people are joning. Droopy power lines.
You asked for it.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
who would know? I wouldn't know.
Don't post a picture.
right,
Would
then.
you have
That-
known?
But I didn't think it was Joan worthy. I was proud of it.
Everybody's gonna joan. Doesn't
No,
matter
you
what
know
you
what
do.
Joan on everything.
Notice
I know.
EB wanted this. Pats on the back, and
He gets
didn't get
nothing.
them.
He's not gonna get one.
Who's going to give you a pat on the back?
I would tell my kid, you realize what a charmed life? I mean, I didn't have this kind of stuff when I was a kid. I had a $100 hoop from Sears that we rolled out there and put concrete blocks on our street to shoot. But he's got a silly $8,000 John Walby size to
I'm
shoot
sure
on
lucky
that.
to have that. When we first started playing, you remember this, my dad actually put a box up inside our garage, and EB and I used to play
We
one-on-one.
were like James Nathan shooting in peach basket.
Peach, right. Reach for the peach.
That's what we were doing.
Well, when I was growing up, I had a hoop in my backyard that my uncle built. Okay, and we
built
had
it from scratch.
He built
with
it.
like wood.
Yeah, with like the 2x4s, and I didn't have any pavement. I had no concrete. I had
Right,
grass.
Right.
I was dribbling grass.
Right.
That's how I grew up.
Right.
And then hurting Seabrook.
Right. I saw where you grew up.
Right. But you
And
never. I don't think you ever saw the hoop.
I didn't see the hoop. But I'm trying to explain. I think it was I'm telling my kid, you don't understand how good you got. You know what he said to me? This is how spoiled my kid is. He told me he wanted 2 more nets. He wanted one on each side.
Well, he's definitely spoiled. I mean,
You know what that
he
tells
won't go
me,
to a
though?
baseball game unless he's sitting in a suite.
What that tells me is your neighborhood doesn't have a big time HOA because a lot of
I put
HOAs
it
wouldn't allow
away.
that.
What are you talking about? I put it away every night. It just pop it up. It just folds up.
Do you have HOAs?
I think there is something. Yeah.
You're
I'm
gonna
not
get
heavily
lazy
involved.
though. You'll get lazy.
No,
and
you know
leave
why
that
I'm
up.
not? You know why I'm not? Because I don't trust people. And people people go around and they
they just
check your
steal
car
stuff.
doors. They'll
Yeah.
try to steal. I don't trust people.
Pretty nice neighborhood.
He lives right on the Beltway. I mean, it's ghetto right there.
Are you kidding? It's a beautiful neighborhood. It happens everywhere.
It's so nice.
I don't trust anybody.
Doesn't look that beautiful with the droopy power lines.
We think,
Droopy
we think some
power
fisherman's
lines.
gonna come by your house and steal your net.
No, I think somebody will vandalize it, to be honest with you. I
Maybe-
think some punk kid will come down there and vandalize it.
Tell-
What?
Tell Valdez to shut up. He's trying to buy a studio off Richmond Highway.
What do you
he's
mean?
he's nubs. He's joning on your yard. and he's got nothing going on for
Here
him.
comes the producer rivalry.
Well, I mean, he's joning on his yard. And he's from Pasadena.
Right. I mean, my yard looks silly when it's freshly cut. Come by my house on Friday.
Well, you said that's freshly cut.
No, I took that picture yesterday, Tuesday.
No, it's double cut.
double cut. That was
Whatever
double
that
cut.
means.
You don't know what double cut
I'm
means?
just gonna
Probably
predict.
cut twice.
Thank you.
They cross cut it.
I'm just gonna predict that your grass is greener.
Well, it should be. I mean, it gets watered 4 times
How
a week.
often do you water your grass?
He doesn't. He just
I
said
told you I
whenever it
don't.
rains.
But I told you, but I've treated so that the soil, everything's so silly. Now, part of the reason why you keep your grass green is you don't cut it down to the nubs. You don't try to make it a golf course. You keep it nice and fresh, there's a fresh length to it.
Yeah, but I think the grass still needs water.
Yeah, it rains.
You can still have the moist soil or whatever you have. It still needs water.
Right, but the guy treats it like crazy. You understand? He's constantly treating my lawn. He probably put some artificial crap
Put
in
like
there.
lime or
He
something.
probably put some in there.
All right, you can check out the picture at EB Junkies.
We'll take a picture and post it from Friday so people can see the,
I'm gonna post a
the
picture
double
when
cut,
it's,
the
when it's
freshly double cut.
double cut.
Tell your guy to do a silly diagonal. I always think the diagonals look the best.
Well, you understand you're supposed to rotate.
I do understand that.
Okay, so I've had diagonals. This week I got the square joints.
Square joint looks nuts.
So nuts.
God, people just joan around here.
Well, don't post the
Unbelievable.
picture.
Joan.
What was the purpose of posting the picture?
Because I thought it looked so great, and I thought,
You
wow.
wanted to get praise.
Hey, real
I
quick.
thought that was amazing.
Real
I thought
quick,
that was
why-
an amazing gift I gave to my kid.
Why is your net in half?
What are you talking about?
Like your net is like cut in half.
Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you that story, but you
Just-
guys cut me off again. So my net that I got originally when I got that whole backboard system like 2 years ago or so was a really nice quality net, but through the years, it just got droopy And then it got to the point from the rain and stuff, and it got fat. And so when I hit a silly, it would the ball would stay in there.
I hate that.
So right?
So you got to go up and tap it out.
Every time I'd drain a silly, I'd have to go up there and tap it out. So I just went around and I cut it. And now it's
a little wider.
That just comes through silly.
It's ghetto, but that's okay.
Listen, it's ghetto, but you know what?
Why don't you just put chains on it?
Do you know what a pain in the ass it is to change the net? You got to go buy a net. You got to change it. It's a pain in the ass. Go through each one of those holes. It's much easier just to cut it. Now it comes out of the silly.
Funny. It's just an open window into your life. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. I thought I was giving it a nice window. Look at me spoiling my kid.
My windows to my life, I like to keep them closed. I like to open them up.
Right.
You don't care if you're getting jocked. EB wanted to get jocked, and instead he got the opposite.
Well, I guarantee if I was on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and I was posting the same thing, people would join on that too.
Of course.
I've never gotten jocked. I don't know what that's like, but I just was showing a picture. I thought that was really cool. I was excited.
But deep down, it's because you wanted to. You're trying to be positive so that you get the positive praise.
My whole life, I want positive praise. Who doesn't want positive praise? You just want to be joned on? Who doesn't walk around and want positive, interactions with people? Of course you do.
But if you're gonna
JP acts like he's immune to interactions with people.
But the purpose behind it is you put it out on social media. Like you didn't have to post a private picture of your kid playing lacrosse with a net. You did that because you wanted to get jocked.
I did
and
that
instead
because
you
I
got
thought it looked
joned on.
I said that. Nobody even commented on the net. They commented on the lawn and the droopy power lines.
Right, but JP's point is the reason you do that is because you want positive reactions to it. You want
I think that's
people
generally
to say,
true of
hey,
anyone's interaction.
Right, so that was your motivation.
Anywhere in life.
EB expected, you're such a good dad. Oh, that's that's an awesome net. I gotta get
I
one
don't think
for my
anybody would
son.
say you're a good dad. I think it would be appropriate for somebody to say, that is awesome.
Yeah.
See?
See? Right, that's what you want. That's what he's saying.
You don't think that's awesome? I think that's awesome.
It's an eyesore.
I don't know if awesome is the word I would use.
I think it's awesome.
But it's cool that your kid has access to that stuff.
Right. It's I look at me just spoiling, like, isn't that awesome?
Look, I think we all spoil our kids.
Right.
Well, we try to. Best we can.
It's an awesome eyesore.
It's an awesome eyesore. Valdez loves
It's
it.
bigger than the Mormon temple.
I actually don't even see the power line in the photo. I can't see it. Where is it? Somewhere in the trees?
No, they're there. They gotta droop under the tree limbs, which I have to constantly trip. That's standard of any older neighborhood. We don't all have dug-in power lines.
That's true.
You probably have to have a neighborhood that's built in the last 10 years to have that, I would think.
Probably 10 to 15.
Yeah.
They're called smart neighborhoods.
Right.
We're in a smart neighborhood.
Okay.
Not everybody's smart. But we're in a smart neighborhood.
Right. I've heard about some of your neighbors.
Yeah.
I
got more stories for you.
I bet.
All right, we were going to talk about Kevin Durant, whether he's going to come back to D.C. and his
Well,
comments.
we still can.
All right,
hold
we'll
on.
talk about that next.
Yeah.
Well, can I go to Harrison? He wants to jock my lawn.
Why do you listen to these people?
I don't know.
I grew up in Alexandria around all the cross players. Every single family had one of those big nets. It's definitely not white trash. And I think you just messed up the filter, and so your grass looks a little terrible.
No, it doesn't look terrible. It looks a little long. What can I tell you? They cut it on Friday.
I don't think it looks long.
Well,
You know, it looks like your kid is out there probably trampling over the grass a lot. So it's going to be a little beat up.
It doesn't look beat up. You guys are insane.
Pushing the buttons.
I've seen a lot of better lawns.
Oh, my God. All right.
Take a picture on Friday when it's fresh.
When it's fresh. I'm going to take a picture and put it in Home and Garden. Like covered in
But
the magazine.
seriously, you can make it nicer if you just water. It doesn't take a lot.
I'll take a
time.
picture of my
Just
mom's
put a sprinkler
lawn
out there and
today,
water
trounces
it
that.
for 30 minutes
I don't care enough.
twice a week.
But I'm going to out there and
When
monitor.
you're sitting down in your basement, your cave.
I'm going to
set
monitor a sprinkler.
What, for 30 minutes? Not a
Hey,
big deal.
why are weeds coming up in your sidewalk?
I don't see.
Valdez loves this.
By the way, that
you
tilts
used to work
me.
in landscaping to some extent, right? When you worked for Parks and Recreation?
I don't know. I can't speak to that. I think probably most people that have sidewalks probably have a little bit of grass that might poke out between.
It tilts me when it happens. I hate
Does?
it. Yeah.
I've never even noticed.
I actually have to have my driveway repaved because it's the original driveway, and
Right.
everyone in the neighborhood's had their driveways repaved except for me.
You have the old number.
Yeah, it's cracks everywhere.
Don't you share the driveway, so you just have to pay for half?
Yeah, but you got to get the
it's
other
a longer
donk.
one.
But
yeah.
don't you have to get the other donk to agree?
I already asked. They said that's fine. But it's just a pain in the butt. You got to park all the cars on the street. You can't be on it for like 2 days.
Hard knock life.
Nothing's easy.
Nothing in life is
Nothing's
easy.
easy.
Hard knock life.
You got to take a kid to a game and walks on the field of Manchester United. You got to get there 3 hours early.
Someone is texting, by the way,
India
that's
Sweet.
not Chicharito or whatever.
It's not.
Yeah,
It wasn't Chicharito.
I was right. I said it was Enriquez or whatever.
Drab was wrong.
Drab's always wrong. He's wrong all the time. He told me the wrong field. He had me driving the wrong field. He had me driving to
Going to
RFK.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, we will explore Kevin Durant's latest comments as he's playing for Team USA. Is he open to coming to D.C.?
Listening to
Grant and Dan.